Hey guys, Sean Terry here, flip2freedom.com. Hope you're doing well. I got an awesome video for you here today. In this video, I am going to let you listen to a call where I negotiated a deal. It's $170,000 house, and I got it under contract for $70,000. So I'm going to let you hear the first part of the call, and then there's a second part of the call, and I'll stop and kind of analyze it through the process so you can hear me talking to an actual seller and getting a contract over the phone and what that sounds like. So let's get into it.
I can't take no loss. Yeah. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my. Yeah.
All right, so you guys ready to hear this call? Don't laugh. It's funny. It's a pretty good call. So do me a favor. If you want to go out there and crush it, wholesaling houses, and you want to make some money, do me a favor. Click the like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything, and we'll get into this particular deal. All right, so let's get into my screen real quick. This is the actual house. $177,000 value, 3/1/1400. This is in a little town outside of Charlotte. So it's about almost hour and a half, 2 hours from Charlotte in this little town. And guy called, wanted to sell his house, and I'll take you into this, and we're going to analyze this particular deal. So don't laugh at me when you hear this. So let's get into it.
Hey, Bradley, Sean Terry, how are you?
Hey, man, how are you?
Good. Calling about your house.
Yeah, man.
You want to sell it?
I do.
You do? Why? What's going on?
I'll be honest with you, man. I hadn't lived here in a long time. My mom and daddy died, and they just kind of let it. Yeah, and and I need to move on. So.
Okay. You live there now?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. Where you think you're about going?
I'm not really sure. I'm just thinking about buying a piece of land, putting a trailer on it, something like that. Yeah, out in the country.
All right. So one thing I want to say is that what I'm trying to do is I'm just gathering information. But if you notice, I am building rapport by assuming rapport. So you can build rapport different ways. You can talk to someone, gather information. You find something you identify with. Maybe you like the same sports team. Maybe you are from the same, part of town. Maybe, you have family members that know each other. Maybe you went to the same high school. Maybe, you like the same, sports or whatever. You like hunting and some whatever, but you're trying to find something you can identify with. Or what I do is I assume rapport. I assume I already have rapport with someone. Now he's gonna get in to start talking about why he wants to leave. And now what I'm gonna do is relate with him, meaning that I would like to do the same thing as him. Oh man, I agree with that. Man, that sounds great. So let's listen to what's happening here.
That sounds cool. I wish I could join you. I'm in actual Phoenix right now, and Phoenix sucks.
For real.
Yeah, it's about 110 degrees, and there's too many people here. So
that's my thing. People, I don't like people, so I just
yeah, it's people are tough, because it'd be nice to just find if I could find like 20. See, the problem is I got wife and 2 kids. So I can't bring them out. But if I was alone, if it was just me, I'd buy 10, 20 acres out in the middle of nowhere, put a house on it, and then chill out.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be cool with that. Yeah.
Now, just so you know, I don't know if I'd buy 10, 20 acres out in the middle of nowhere by myself and go out there and do whatever. I just had, when I was talking to him, he said he didn't like people. I was trying to basically kind of, find something that we could be in agreement with, because people like themselves. People like themselves. So if you know that, you want to try to be like them. You want to try to talk like them. You want to try to sound, you want to kind of, like what they like. So that's what I was doing there. I get the sense and the feeling that he just kind of wanted to be out in the middle of nowhere. So
Let me see. Tell me about the house.
It's a 3-bedroom. It's 3-bedroom, 1 bath upstairs. I got a basement, and it's got a room my dad built me when I was like 8. And it's air conditioned, and it's about 1,200 square feet.
1,200 square feet.
Yeah, living room, den. I mean, it's like a standard ranch style house.
Okay. Yeah, I see pictures of it online. I can see it right now. It looks like a cute house. And what town is this right here? This is, where are you? There's Hudson, there's Gamewell.
Oh, East Lenore.
Okay, cool. Is pretty good town over there? Is there like?
I mean, I ain't gonna knock on where I live, but yeah, it's all right. But the neighborhood where I live in is just. When I grew up here, there were a lot of older people that lived here, and now that I'm, grown up a little bit, it's totally changed, and I'm just, and it's like I say, my mom and dad passed away. I'm just ready to, I'm ready to move on.
Got it. What about the condition? Tell me about how's the condition? It looks like it's brick on the outside. The roof looks good.
So what would you say about his motivation so far? We're about a minute and a half or about almost 2 minutes into the conversation. So what would you say about his motivation, right? He's talking about, he just wants to move on. He wants to kind of get out of there. So what you're doing is you're asking questions, and I'm trying to get a sense of his motivation. So I got a little bit of idea. I don't have a lot about it. I really haven't, asked how soon you'd like to sell. Haven't asked your rock bottom price yet. We're going to get into that, but right now we're going to get into the kitchen, the condition, right? We want to build rapport with the seller, get to identify at certain level, get them talking about the property condition, and then we're going to go into pricing. So let's hear what this has to say.
Good. You have to look at big driveway. It looks like your lot's pretty big too, about 16,000 square foot lot. So
it's about 3/4 of an acre. I mean, it's nice for people that, maybe looking for something like this. But like I say, I'm ready to leave it. So,
yeah. What are you asking for it?
I mean, look, I put it on the market for 119. This was last year, and it went from 119 to 101, and I decided, it's worth more than that, so I just soon stay here. So that was last year. So now I'm ready to take what I can get, and if I can buy me a little double wide or a single wide and get out in the woods, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that, the market's freaking a lot different. I can tell you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, within the last 5 years, thank you, Joe Biden. But anyway.
Yeah, thank you, Joe Biden. It's like, this past, since January, the market's literally collapsed. Like I say, thank you, Joe Biden, for gas, $7 a gallon, milk, $50 a gallon. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, heck yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't vote for the guy. I mean, he stole the freaking election in front of everybody, you know what I mean? And he's getting away with it. Now he's asking for another $11 billion to send to Ukraine. I think that's another scam.
See, that's what I'm talking about. He wants to give all that money to them.
So I'm going to go look at some numbers and stuff like that. What is it like if I was going to pay, if I can get this done, what's your rock bottom? that you take, like rock bottom, minimum get this thing off your hands, just so I know, because honestly, like it's kind of a town that we.
Okay, so I built a little rapport with him, right? We identified what's going on, and obviously doesn't like Joe Biden, so which is funny. And then he now is talking about, and what I'm trying to do is now try to find the rock bottom. So we know there's motivation. He wants to move on. He used the keyword. I just because he knew that. He listed it for 119. It came down to 101. And now he just wants. What did he say? He said the word. I just want to get what I can get for the property, right? I can just, that is a keyword of like, I want to get rid of it. I just, want to get the most I can get out of it. Just get it done. So now I'm getting into what's your rock bottom line price type of thing. And now let's hear what he.
With a population we don't buy in, although you're outside of Charlotte, looks like. So what I'm going to try to do is get the highest number I can get for you, and then, if not, try to help you see if you can do something else.
Man, I'll be totally honest with you, man. I would not take one penny less than $100,000. That's, and that's cutting my throat, to the juggler. So I don't know if that affects anything, but that's about I could, that's my number.
Yeah. All right. So he thought about it, and I think his girlfriend was in the background there, and she was telling him, what the bottom line number is. But he basically said bottom line is 100,000. So in that particular case, what if someone tells you that? Now, when I looked at the numbers based upon the property, and at the time, I needed to be, a great deal would have been 60 grand. A good deal would have been 70 grand. An okay deal would have been 80 grand. So, for the property. So let's keep getting into it and see what.
Yeah. Okay. So 100 grand's your number, but it didn't sell last year. And last year the market was a lot hotter last year than it is today. You know what I mean? It's like,
it was 116 2 years ago, and I just decided to stay where I'm at, I can't remember why, but
yeah. The thing is, we're like investors. Like, I'm not going to live there. Like, I'm not going to fly out. I mean, even though it sounds like a cool place, I'm not going to live there. So as an investor, I got to figure out how I can make a profit on this thing.
Right. I mean, it's a great neighborhood, man. I've lived here all my life. I'm not saying anything about anybody else. It's a great house. It's a great neighborhood, but I'm just, like I say, my mom and daddy died, and I'm just trying, it's time for me to move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me. Can you send me some pictures?
I can.
Okay. Do me a favor. Take a good picture. I got a good picture of the front, but take a good picture of like the front now, because all I see is online. There's really not much. And then take a picture of the back if you could, and then take like 2 angles in each room, and then just text them over to me. I'll look at them and see what we can do. Hopefully you don't need to do a lot of work on it.
There's really no work. It's just, turnkey almost.
I'm going to check rents. I'm going to see what rents are over there and stuff, and see what it looks like, or, and see what we can do with it. And I'll tell you what we can do, or I'll call you back and tell you or try to give you best advice to try to get it sold for your number.
Good deal. Hey, just so I need to take like a picture of going into the room, and then maybe turn around and take a picture of going out of the room, or is that what?
Or just take a couple angles of like each room. So you have like the living room, take a couple angles of the kitchen. You can take like the bedrooms. So it's a 3-bedroom. Yeah. So each bedroom and bath, and then take a picture of whatever else you got there. Like, you have a carport, right? So, just so I can get an idea. And if you have
So in this case, I built a little report. I got his rock bottom line number. I put doubt. Doubt is incredibly important. Doubt in him when talking to him that, listen, the market was better last year. I'm an investor. I got to find a way to make a profit. You know, if I can't do anything, I'll give you some other advice of things you can do. That is creating doubt in that you might not be able to do anything. So if you're over eager to get the contract signed, what will happen is it's going to push them away. And all I can tell you is this: picture a placid lake, like this real placid lake, and you have this beach ball that's sitting in this placid lake, right? And you want to bring this beach ball toward you, and you're sitting on the beach, and you got this placid lake right there, and the beach ball is just sitting there. It's kind of just flowing in the light breeze. You know, you got two different options. You kind of sit there and you let the ball come to you, or you chase after it and you splash after it. What that will do, essentially, will just push the ball away. So what a lot of people do, a lot of new people that are in this business or talking to sellers, is that they go in and they come splashing in and they just push it away because they're so over eager to get the contract signed. Remember, we are the buyers. The best thing you can do is be a reluctant, picky buyer. If you're a reluctant, picky buyer, then guess what? It pulls people toward you. They will now sell you on the house, and that's how you want the conversation to go. You want them to sell you on the house versus you just trying to get the deal. That's one thing. The next thing is important is that, now remember, this is the first portion of the call. There's a 4-step process we use to close over the phone. The first step is building rapport, finding out the condition of the property, and we call it a deep dive. The second is then you set an appointment to get back on the phone, and you're going to hear that here in a second. And in that first deep dive, right, and then in that set, what's going to happen is you want to get the lowest price they'll take. In this case, $100,000. You want to get the condition of the property, and you want to get them to take pictures so they can send you pictures of the property. Now, I'm going to assume the sale. I'm going to assume there's motivation there. Yes, they want $100,000. I need to be a lot lower than $100,000. So what am I going to do to be able to negotiate to be able to get this property done? So let's keep listening right here, and they'll finish up this portion of the call. Now we're going to actually set the appointment. Let's hear it.
Anything like massive, like repairs, any type of repairs, like holes in the ceiling, roof leaks, anything like that, you got to let me know what that is, because that affects price big time.
Oh, yeah, for definitely.
So, yeah, if you could, do you have my number? Yeah, let me give you my number. You got a pen?
480-448-2602.
Yes, sir. Yeah. That's me. Yeah, just send me a text with a pic, and I'm going to work on this. And it's 5:22 your time?
Huh?
5:22 your time, right? So it's 2:22 my time. Give me 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll call you back in give me the pictures. I'll call you back in 15 minutes, and I'll just tell you tell you what we can do, and then I'll try to give you advice on if we can't do anything.
All right, good deal.
Thanks, Travis. Appreciate it, man.
I'll get back with you in a minute.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, so he's taking pictures. So you want to get him working while this 15, 20, 30-minute time frame. Now, basically, when you do a set appointment, you're going to set the appointment now. So you got the deep dive that we did. We talked about the property, the condition. We're getting pictures, his bottom line price. And then you do the set. So we're going to get back on the phone in 15 minutes so we can have a conversation. Then we're going to go back. And now within this 15 minutes, I've got to do my research and I got to prepare my contract. So I got to figure out what I need to offer for the property. And then I've got to prepare my documents. Now, we fill out a purchase contract. We get everything done. We put it into DocuSign and have everything ready to go. All you got to do is click send, and then the document's going to be off, and then they have to sign it. Now, what I do see people say, which is absolutely wrong, my company, we don't do this, is they'll get off the phone, they'll get an agreement on price, whatever the number is, 100,000, whatever it is. They get agreement and say, okay, great. I'm going to send you the contract. And if you could just review it and then sign it and send it back. That is absolutely not what you do. You got to be on the phone with them. You get a meeting of the minds, which you'll hear in a second. You get a meeting of the minds, the agreement on price, you get the contract in front of them, and then you get them to sign the property, sign the contract. That is how you get the contract signed. So now we're going to be back. Now I did the research on the property. Now we're back 15 minutes and we're going to go through and let's listen to this. Now you're going to notice here when we're talking is that I am now pushing the seller away because I have to anchor a low price. So I got to push the seller away, right? So let's
Bradley. What's up, man?
Hey, man.
Is it cocktail time yet?
Oh, it's been cocktail time.
I know. All right. Well, interesting what's going on in your market over there. I don't know if I'm your guy for this. I don't want to, I know you want to get 100. Do you have any realtor friends you can sell it with?
Do what?
Do you have any realtor friends you could try listing it again?
Nah, man, I done went that route.
Do you have any like buddies, any buddies you could sell it to, or just or maybe hang on to it? Just do you have money to go like buy another place and just like hang on to it as like a rental?
Nah, man.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the problem is, I'm looking over here. I mean, you got stuff. I mean, there's a house. You don't even want to know. There's a house down the street that just sold for $50,000. One.
All right. So here's the thing. What I did was, now we created doubt on the first initial call. Then the next thing is now we actually pulled sold properties in the neighborhood. Here's the problem. Most sellers are not aware what's going on in their neighborhood and what's going on from a cash investor sale perspective. So in this particular case, I pulled all the cash sales in the neighborhood, and there's a house similar that sold down the street for $50,000. So he wants 100, but in actuality, $50,000 sold right down the street from his. So now, the bottom line is that I pushed him away. Do you have a realtor friend you can list? Oh, I've already been down that road. Do you have the ability to hang on to it? Just hang on to it. Now's not a good time to sell. The numbers are low. So I'm pushing him away. And maybe he can list it with somebody else. Maybe he can hang on to it and keep it as a rental. Maybe he says it's not time to sell. And there's sellers that you're going to talk to that is their best option to list and do another option than you. But if they turn all those away, which they did, then I become the best option for them to get the property sold and get it sold quickly. So let's keep going.
One sold for 45, one sold for 58, one sold no. This other one sold for, yeah, it is. One sold for 100, but it took forever, and it just sold literally 4 days ago for 100,000. But it's like super nice. I mean.
So what I'm doing here is I am essentially going through all the cash sold transactions in the last probably 30 to 60 to 90 days. So I'm pulling them all up on Redfin. I'm looking for the cash transactions, which is essentially the lowest of the low properties that sold. And I'm just kind of rattling off similar properties that is sold in this probably 1 to 2 mile radius from his house, right? Which are actual sales. He can go in and look in Redfin and actually see what's going on. Now, here's the thing. Most sellers think their houses are better than other houses. They do. They go, wow, my house is better because when more were like, they're not, I had a guy in Covina, California says, yeah, I know my house is in incredible condition, this, that, and the other. And I said, great. You know what makes you different from the house that sold down the street for, $250,000? He goes, well, my house has a brand new toilet. And he just I was like, brand new toilet? A toilet's, $200 or $300, maybe $500, right? If you install it yourself. So $500. But he thought in his head the value that brought a ton of value to the property, right? We're talking $500, $600. All right. So let's keep getting into it here.
It's like, it's all fixed up and it's pretty and stuff like that. So if you're dead set on your 100, probably the best thing you do is hang on to it and rent it, or
or rent, go buy a gun, and blow my brains out.
Don't do that. No, man. You sound like a nice dude, man. I'd hang out, drink cocktails with you, but I'm just trying to be straight with you. What's going on. You got some nice ones that are going for higher prices, but they're bigger and they're like full ranches and they're decked out.
Right, in the same neighborhood?
No, not really.
I mean, in my neighborhood?
Yeah, no, not. I mean, they got ones that sold earlier, like in like 3-4 months ago. But I looked at your pictures, and look at the pictures. I'm trying to compare it to what is actually, to this, same. And, I mean, there's some lower numbers in there that I'm seeing, but, I don't want to, there's one down the street on Norwood Street, right, which is about less than 2 minutes down the street from you. 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,125 square feet, same size lot that literally just sold August 18th for $50,000.
Really?
And it's a nice house. I mean, I think it even has a bigger lot. It's a 0.7, a little over a half acre, cute little house. It's actually nice stuff for $50 freaking grand.
That sold cat.
So
that's kind of hard to swallow.
That's terrible. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So maybe if you stuck it out for like 80 grand, you might get some bites on it, but you'd have to really, clean up your house. You'd have to declutter it. The house would have to be spotless. You'd have to get it, take all that clutter, put it in this storage and stuff like that, and get some.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm telling him how he can get a higher price for the property. I'm telling him he has to declutter the property per the pictures that he sent, right? So I'm telling him how to go out there, what he can do to go out and get a higher price, and that there's similar properties down the street. Gave him the address on Norwood down the street that sold cash transaction for $50,000. All right.
If you could clean up the whole house, because I saw the old pictures of your MLS listing, and you got to declutter the house. I mean, if you're gonna try to get that number, you got to make it look pretty, because you have a lot of other properties. You know how many properties there's a lot of properties on the market, but they're just sitting there. Like right now for sale, if I just look in your area, there's about, if you take into account everything, about 15 to 16 houses, but they're all just sitting there. There's one you could buy. There's one right here, 1,600 square feet, 3-1, and it's going for 60 grand right now that I could buy.
Wow.
It's on the MLS right now. I could buy it. There's one for 70 grand, but it's been on the market for 45 days. It's a 2-1. It's 1,060 square feet. It's a little B. Yeah, it's actually pretty clean. Wood floors, clean kitchen, same size lot as yours, but it's going for 75. But it's sitting there. No one's buying it.
That blows my mind, really. 50 grand for 1,200 feet square. That's just crazy.
Yeah, but you also have like this house right here. There's one that is going for $339,900, that's decked. I mean, like fully decked, and it's not selling. I mean, it's pretty. It's fully renovated house for $339. It's, you know.
So now I give them the other side of the coin. So you got the cash transactions with their lower sales, and you got the high, the property that's listed high, over $300,000 for a house down in the neighborhood there. So, so that's pretty wide. But you also are in a small town, you know, about almost 2.5 hours outside of Charlotte. So, you know, activity, low population. That's what happens.
It's just sitting there. So you have a weird little pocket. So you've got stuff that's higher priced, you know, that are kind of sitting there. But when you actually look at sold of what actually is selling, or even pending, some, you know, properties that are, you know, currently under contract or pending.
Yeah, I'm speechless, man. I don't even know what to say, man, because I'm like,
the ones that are going pending are super clean, like nice. Like, I mean, they have one right here that's super nice. I mean, it looks like a cute little cottage. Everything's updated, you know, tile surround, wood floors, you know, super clean. That one's pending, but it took some time to pen. How long did it take to go pending? Go pending on this one. And this one's 127. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you know, so if you leave it like it is, and now if you put some money into it, you could probably sell it for.
Well, see, that's my problem, man. You know, I'm an upholster, man. You know, I don't have a lot of money laying around. You know, I mean,
yeah.
Well, what's a man supposed to do? Thank you, Joe Biden. You know, I mean, you know, I don't know what else to do.
Well, why? Do you own it free and clear, or do you have a mortgage?
No, I don't know, man. It's mine.
So you might just want to hang on to it, honestly.
I just really can't wait or depend on that. You know, I mean, I'm ready to do what I need to do now. You know, I mean, it sucks the way the market is, but you know, what's a man supposed to do? You know,
Now I'm telling him what I believe the best thing for him. So what am I doing, right? I'm basically telling him what he should do. He should hang on to it. She should fix it up. He owes it free and clear, fix it up. He just hang on to the thing, and just do it. But he does not want to, right? So I'm telling him what if he was my brother, right? I'd tell him, here, do this, hang on to it, just rent it. You know, if you have money, go buy another place if you can, and just hang on to the deal. But no, he does not want to hang on to it. He wants to sell it.
I don't really know what to do.
Well, I mean, I can get creative and see if I can, you know, try to get. I mean, maybe give you like $75,000 if we do a contract.
I mean, you know, I'll take a punch in the gut, you know, as long as I can afford a little trailer somewhere in the country. You know, if I got to take then
if you got $75,000 and you didn't have to pay commissions and have to do anything to the property and everything like that, you could buy a nice, you know, double wide for probably 20. Buy some dirt. You know, and you'd probably have, you know, 15, 20 grand put in the bank and chill and wait till.
Well, see, that was kind of my, my goal. You know, if I could get rid of this, get me something out in the country, I'll be happy with that. You know, without having to, you know, have a payment.
Yeah.
You know, because my shit's paid for now. I don't want a payment.
Oh, hell no. No, you don't.
I mean, like I say, I'd take a punch in the gut for, you know, something like that, but I'm not going in the hole.
Oh, hell no. No. Yeah, I mean, your house is where its value. It's just a weird freaking time right now, man. I'm telling you.
Exactly.
It's you're just, that's what I'm telling you. If you can wait, your timing would be better to wait, or, you know, throw it on the MLS for 80, and maybe you get, you know, after you pay commissions and stuff, you might walk for 75 type of thing.
Right.
You know, but, I mean, I can do a contract with you for like 75, and then you're going to have to work with me because I'm going to have to finagle to try to figure out how I can, make a profit on this thing, because I've got.
Right. Well, I don't want nobody to go in the hole. Yeah, especially the guy I'm working with. I mean.
Yeah. I'd be comfortable for me to pull the trigger at like 40 to 50, honestly, but I don't want to do that to you. I want to give you a number that, 75. If I can get you 75, I no commit. That's like net. That's, have you paid your taxes?
Do what?
Have you paid your taxes?
Oh, yeah.
No, not your income tax. I'm talking about your property taxes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you paid your property tax. So if you paid your property taxes, then that's good because you.
So, property taxes are prorated. So if he did not pay his property taxes, it will come out of the proceeds. So if we agreed on $75,000 and he didn't pay his property taxes, it would come out of that $75,000. That's why I kind of asked if he paid his property taxes. So you never know you never know what's on situations.
Then in your pocket will be 75,000. I mean, so you'll get cash, 75 grand in your pocket. But you're going to have to help me. You're going to have to help me. Here's where I'm going to need your help if we're going to do this together. Is that you are in Lennar. So what I'm going to do? Oh man, I've done a deal in Morrisville. Have you heard of Morrisville? Morrisville. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to partner with someone from Charlottesville, and that's what once you buy it from me, I'm going to have to partner with someone, and then either try to put like 20, 30 grand into it and see if we could sell it maybe a couple of years down the road to make some money on it, maybe that, or maybe clean it up and rent it, or I mean, obviously, our goal is to, I'm not going to live there, but even though it sounds like a cool town, but I got to find a way to make a profit on this thing. So if you work with me,
I mean, don't mess with it if you ain't gonna make no money off of it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to sell. So if you, for us to do, we do fix and flip. We either buy and hold it as a rental. We either quick turn it to like another investor. Like I might find an investor in Charlotte that goes, I'll take it, and he might take it as like a rental. Like he might take it. So I might quick turn it. We even have retail people that we work with in markets. They'll retail, they'll pick it up like retail, but that's usually in like bigger markets like Charlotte, Dallas, Houston, Austin, stuff like that. So yeah. So if you work with me, I'll bust my ass to get this thing done for you for 75.
Okay, well let me see what I can do on on my end, like a wide little piece of land. And if 75 works, then hey, we'll do it. Cause I mean, that's about my, that's about what I have to do,
So are you, do you have a computer or a smartphone or?
Oh yeah.
Something? Okay.
So here's the deal. So I got essentially an agreement. I told them we're going to make a profit, and I'm going to reiterate it again to actually make a profit. So the bottom line is that for us to pull the trigger, we're at 40 to 50, but $75,000 is where we need to be. But you got to help me make a profit. So that's essentially, and I pushed him away on all these things. And now, so he came down from 100 bottom line down to 75, and now we're moving forward. So now I'm like, hey, you got a computer? Because now we're going to go into the contract.
I'm going to send you I'm gonna put together a quick contract with you, and this is a legal binding contract. So it's us purchasing the property from you, and it basically just says that we don't know what we're gonna do with the property quite yet. Meaning, if like I said, if we're at 50, I just do cash and we can close it, and
Right, it's basically open-ended, right?
But 75, it's not. It's at 75, we're going to get it done, but I'm going to have to work with some partners in that area to get it done versus just me doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but yeah, I'll send you a contract. When can you be in front of your computer? Can you walk over now?
Right now.
Okay. And your email, let me verify your email, Bradley. Is it CHELL?
All right, I'm going to slide back.
That makes sense. There's
Okay.
nothing like any liens, judgments, any of that stuff on title.
No, sir.
No.
Now, I am going through the contract with him right now. And so I sent him the contract. Now I'm going through the contract with him right now, and going over each step. So this is important. So let's continue to see what happens.
Okay. Joe Biden didn't put some sort of Green New Deal lien on your property.
That's funny, but no.
No. Okay, so disclosures. On the disclosure section, it's important. It says, we're a buyer, me, is agreeing to purchase your property for the sole purpose of making a profit. Of course, I have to tell you that as an investor. It's understood that the buyer is not intending to occupy the property. That's legal language, meaning I'm an investor and I'm not going to move in your property. Further understood that the buyer will determine the best method of making a profit, which may include, but is not limited to, renting it. So I might rent it for a profit, obviously not after we close. I might lease it. I might assign the contract to somebody else. I might fix and flip it. So I might find someone in Charlotte or someone in the area and do a deal with them after we close. You get your 75, and I might fix and flip your property. I might sell it more, and you might see a higher price on the property after it's done and sold it. And I'm just telling you right now, that might be, you might see a higher number, like 130. I might fix, turn around and sell it for after I fix it up. Are you going to get pissed about that?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Okay. I'm just done. We also, so I might rent it. I might sell the property to a retail buyer. I might list it on the MLS. I might try to do whatever I can do to get you your 75. That's my mission, is to get you 75 and me to find a way to make a profit on it. So if you're okay with all that, then I can move forward. If not, then we can put on the brakes.
Dang, I am damn proud of that. Hey, if anything I can get me out here and get me into the country, I'm cool with it.
You're in the country.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, I read the disclosures. I told him we're an investor. We're here to make a profit. We're not representing him. I think it gets more into that representation. Take it to an attorney if he wants to, which we recommend. And we basically tell him that we don't know the method of which we are going to make a profit. It could be from fix and flip. I could turn it to another investor quickly, or we could stick it on the MLS and find a retail buyer. So those disclosures are important, and basically tells them exactly what we're doing with the property, so everybody's on the same page. So let's continue to go here, and then we'll wrap it up.
Well, kind of. We're in the city limits, put it that way.
Yeah. All right. So also, seller fully understands that the buyer and or represents, I'm not earning a commission. You're not paying me a commission. You're not paying me a fee, anything like that. You should not expect representation. So I'm not a real estate agent. I'm not going to give you I'm not representing you in buying and selling the property. Any legal questions or anything like that should be asked to a legal advisor or broker. And that's it. So basically that's saying that I'm not a real estate agent. I'm an investor. and I'm not going to represent you on buying and selling your house.
I
So
got you.
if you want that, then you got to go to a real estate agent. Then I'm not your guy.
Right. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. Possession, when we close.
Okay. So basically right now we're going into the final, like we're going to close it down right here.
Signed it.
So, so now he's going to sign the contract. Let's hear.
Boom.
You got it?
See.
Should get it now. I just hit next and finish.
There it is.
There it is.
Here, I'm going to sign it myself.
Get it, baby.
Cause you the twos and we the ones.
There we go. Got it finished. Confirm signing. All right, it's all signed and done. Congratulations, you just sold your house.
Heck yeah.
Now I got to go to work for you and get.
All right. So signed it, did it right there. That all within about 40 minutes or so. We got the contract signed and the deal was done. So that's how you get it signed. That's how you get it done. And it's the bottom line is you want to be transparent with the seller, transparent that you're here to make a profit. And if not, then guess what? We can close it down. We can basically put on the brakes if that's the case. So hope you like this. That's me closing the deal in Lenore. Now, what happened with this deal? Well, we pulled title and found out there was a bunch of liens and a bunch of stuff on the property. And we're working to clear those things to be able to get the deal done, but it's literally taking forever. So that happens in situations like this, but oh, well, it's still a great contract. And as soon as we get everything cleared, we'll be able to close it and get this thing done. So hope this helped. Hope you guys can go out there and crush it. Market's on fire right now. Go out there, hit the like button if you like this. Make sure you subscribe to future videos because I got other calls I'll share with you. So you can go out there and make some more money. So have an amazing day. Take care and God bless.
I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my.